I am Anna.
And I am Abel.
Abel, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
What do you think about when you hear the words talking about health in English?
Honestly, Anna, my first thought is always a little scary. I picture myself trying to memorize a massive medical dictionary full of complicated hospital words. I imagine staring at a chart full of technical terms I do not understand, or freezing completely when I try to explain even a simple symptom to a doctor or a friend. It feels overwhelming before I even begin.
Oh, Abel, I completely understand why it feels that way, and I'm so glad you said that out loud. But here's the truth that changes everything. Talking about health in English is not about memorizing complicated medical textbooks at all. It's simply about describing everyday physical feelings, sharing your simple self-care habits, and knowing how to put common aches, energy levels, and your general wellness into comfortable, natural daily words.
Wow, when you put it that way, it actually sounds so much more manageable. I think I had this picture in my head of standing in front of a very serious doctor and suddenly forgetting every single word I know. But you're right. Most health conversations happen with friends, family members, or even just with yourself when you're trying to figure out how you feel. That is a much calmer picture.
Exactly, Abel. And that calmer picture is exactly where we want to start today. So, English learners, welcome to this wonderful, deep conversation all about talking about health in everyday English. We are going to walk through this topic together, slowly, gently, and with so many useful examples that by the end of this episode, you will feel so much more confident describing how your body feels. We are genuinely excited to share this with you today.
Yes, and I want to say right at the start that this conversation is designed for you to listen to comfortably. You do not need to rush. You can listen while drinking your morning coffee, going for a walk, or just sitting quietly somewhere peaceful. Anna and I are going to talk the way real people talk, and that is the best kind of English practice you can give yourself every single day.
So let us jump right in with something I love to think about, Abel, and it's a little picture I call the water bottle analogy. Imagine that every single morning when you wake up, your body hands you a fresh, completely full bottle of water. That water represents your physical energy, your vitality, your mental clarity, and your overall sense of feeling good and well for the day ahead.
Oh, I really like that image, Anna. A fresh bottle of water every morning. So what happens to the water as the day goes on? I'm guessing it's not just sitting there perfectly full all day long, right? Life kind of pours it out in different directions depending on what choices we make throughout the hours. Am I understanding that correctly?
You're understanding it perfectly, Abel. And yes, that's exactly right. Every time you ignore an early signal of tiredness and push through without resting, you pour a little of that water onto the floor. Every time you skip a proper night of sleep, you wake up with an already half-empty bottle. And when you drink cup after cup of strong coffee to replace the rest and sleep your body truly needs, you pour even more of that precious vitality straight out before noon.
That is such a powerful way to see it. I think about my own mornings, and honestly, there have been so many days where I wake up feeling like my bottle is already almost empty before I've even had breakfast. And I never really connected that feeling to the choices I made the evening before, like staying up far too late or skipping a proper meal. That water bottle image is going to stay with me for a long time.
And that's the gift of it, Abel. When you can picture your energy as something real and visible, like a bottle of water, you start making different choices. You start thinking, wait, do I really want to pour this out right now? Saving your water, protecting your physical vitality, means nourishing your body with real, genuine rest, clean daily habits, and giving yourself permission to slow down before the bottle runs completely dry.
That makes so much sense, Anna. And I think it also connects directly to our topic today, because when your bottle is low, it becomes even harder to communicate clearly about how you feel. When you're exhausted, you can't find the right words in your own language, let alone in English. So taking care of your body and taking care of your language actually go together beautifully, do they not?
They absolutely do, Abel. And I love that you made that connection so naturally. And that brings us to another image I want to share with our learners today, one that I think is going to resonate with a lot of people. Imagine that you're sitting inside a room with two windows. On one side, there's a cloudy, gray, foggy window, and on the other side, there's a wide open window looking out onto a beautiful green garden full of sunlight and fresh air.
Oh, wow. I love that image already. I can immediately picture both windows so clearly. The cloudy one feels a little anxious, a little heavy, like you're not quite sure what's out there. And the garden one feels warm and open. So which window represents our relationship with health and health conversations in English? I have a feeling I know, but please tell me.
Well, Abel, staring through that cloudy window is what happens when we let medical anxiety take over our thinking. It's when we start worrying excessively about every tiny symptom, every small ache, every little change in how our body feels. It's also what happens when we can't find the simple words to describe how we feel in English, so we panic and go completely silent instead. That cloudy window makes everything feel much bigger and scarier than it really is.
And the garden window, I'm guessing, is the healthier, calmer way of seeing things. The garden window is where you look out and you see health as something you build gently and consistently through calm daily care, simple routines, and clear, uncomplicated descriptions of your body and how it feels. You don't need to be a doctor to look through the garden window. You just need to be kind and patient with yourself.
Exactly, Abel. Beautifully said. And the wonderful thing is that the room with both windows is always available to you. You get to choose which one you look through. Choosing the garden window doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect when it's not. It simply means approaching your health and your health conversations in English with calm curiosity instead of fear and panic. That's a choice you can make right now.
Right. And I think for English learners especially, that cloudy window can feel extra powerful because there's this added layer of, well, what if I use the wrong word? What if I mispronounce something? What if the nurse or the doctor doesn't understand me? And that anxiety on top of the normal health anxiety can make people avoid health conversations in English altogether, which is really the opposite of what they need to do.
That is such a real and important point, Abel, and it actually leads us into something else I want to talk about today. But before we go there, I want to pause and look at a beautiful word together with our learners, because it came up just a moment ago, and it is one of our key words for today. That word is vitality. Vitality means the state of being strong, active, and full of energy in your body and mind.
Oh, vitality. I love that word. It sounds energetic just by itself. A great daily example of that word in a sentence would be something like, drinking enough water and sleeping well every night truly gives me a sense of vitality that I can feel from the moment I wake up. When I have vitality, I feel ready for whatever the day brings. It is such a positive and motivating word to know and use.
Beautiful example, Abel. Really beautiful. And you are right. Vitality is one of those words that feels alive when you say it. So, English learners, please take a moment to repeat that word quietly to yourself right now. Vitality. And think about a morning when you genuinely felt it. That feeling in your body when you are rested, well-nourished, and clear in your mind. Hold on to that feeling as we keep talking today.
I will definitely be holding on to it, Anna. Now, you mentioned a moment ago that anxiety can make people avoid health conversations, and I want to dig into that a little bit more because I think it connects to something really important. A lot of learners think that to cross over into confident health communication in English, they need to make this huge overnight leap from knowing nothing to knowing everything, and that pressure is enormous.
Yes, Abel, and that is exactly the kind of pressure we want to gently dissolve today. Because the truth is, crossing into confident health communication does not happen in one massive jump. It happens one small stepping stone at a time. I like to think of it as collecting tiny pocket coins of health action and health language every single day. Small, consistent, 10-minute coins that add up into real, lasting progress over time.
That makes so much sense. So what do those little pocket coins actually look like in real daily life? Because I want our learners to really picture what a 10-minute coin of health action or health language looks like when they are living their normal, busy, everyday lives. Can you give us some really specific, practical examples of what those coins could be?
Of course, Abel. One coin could be drinking a large, cool glass of water first thing in the morning before you do anything else. Another coin could be going for a short, brisk 10-minute walk around your neighborhood after lunch or dinner. A third coin could be opening your phone and learning just 3 new health-related English phrases before bed. Each one of those is a small coin, but over weeks and months, those coins fill up your pocket and your progress becomes undeniable.
Oh, wow. I really love that so much. So, 3 phrases before bed. That is so doable. It does not feel scary or overwhelming at all. It actually feels kind of exciting, like a small daily game you play with yourself. And the beautiful thing is that those 3 phrases you learn before bed are exactly the phrases you might need the next time you talk to a pharmacist, a doctor, or even just a friend who asks how you are feeling today.
Exactly right, Abel. And that is the magic of the stepping stones approach. You do not need to cross the whole river in one giant, terrifying leap. You simply place your foot on the next stone and then the next. And before long, you look back and realize you have crossed a river you once thought was completely impossible. And that feeling of looking back at how far you have come is one of the most energizing feelings a language learner can ever experience.
It really is, Anna. And speaking of crossing rivers step by step, I want to bring up something that I personally struggle with when it comes to my own health habits, because I think a lot of our learners can relate to this. Sometimes I catch myself thinking things like, I just don't have the stamina to keep up with healthy routines, or I'm simply not the kind of person who stays consistent with exercise or good eating habits. Does that sound familiar?
Abel, that sounds incredibly familiar, and I think nearly every person on the planet has said something very similar to themselves at some quiet, vulnerable moment. And I want to introduce you and our wonderful learners to what I call the magic word. It's a tiny 2-letter word that has the power to completely transform a statement of defeat into a statement of ongoing, beautiful possibility. That word is yet.
Yet. Oh. That's a small word, but it carries so much weight, doesn't it? So instead of saying, I don't have the stamina to keep up with healthy routines, you would say, I don't have the stamina to keep up with healthy routines yet. And just like that, the door stays open. The journey is not over. It is simply still in progress, which is actually the honest truth for all of us at every single stage of life.
Perfectly said, Abel. And yes, that tiny word yet is one of the kindest things you can offer your own inner voice. Because here's what yet really means. It means I'm on my way. It means I'm not there yet, but I'm moving in the right direction. It means my story with this healthy habit, or with this English phrase, or with this new piece of vocabulary is not finished. It's still being written one beautiful, patient day at a time.
And I think that applies so powerfully to language learning as well. I can't describe my symptoms clearly in English yet. I don't know how to ask for a prescription in English yet. I get nervous when I need to talk to a doctor in English yet. All of those yets are not failures. They're simply the current chapter of a story that is absolutely going to keep moving forward with every single episode, every walk, every glass of water, and every new word learned.
Beautifully said, Abel. And now I want to pause again on one of our keywords for today, because Abel just used it so naturally in that turn. That word is stamina. Stamina means the physical and mental strength that allows you to do something difficult for a long period of time without getting too tired. It's the endurance that carries you through long days, tough workouts, or challenging language learning sessions without giving up too quickly.
Stamina, yes. And here's a natural daily example of that word. She has been walking for 30 minutes every morning for 3 months, and now her stamina has improved so much that she can walk for a full hour without feeling tired at all. You can build stamina gradually, and that's the key. It grows quietly in the background when you are consistent and kind to yourself over time.
perfect example, Abel. Really well done. And stamina connects so directly to something else I want to talk about today, which is how we approach our daily health habits without making them unnecessarily complicated. Because I've noticed, and I'm sure our learners have too, that the wellness world is absolutely filled with intense, extreme advice. Complicated diets, aggressive fitness programs, long lists of supplements and rules that make your head spin.
Oh, 100%, Anna. And I think that overcomplication is one of the biggest reasons people give up on healthy habits so quickly. You start reading about a new diet plan, and suddenly there are 47 rules, a 17-step morning routine, and a list of foods you can never eat again for the rest of your life. It's completely exhausting just to read about it, let alone actually try to live it every single day.
And that's exactly where the clean knife analogy becomes so helpful, Abel. Imagine you have a beautifully clean, sharp kitchen knife. A sharp, clean knife cuts through ingredients smoothly, effortlessly, and precisely without tearing or struggling. Now, contrast that with a dull, dirty, overcomplicated blade that tears and hacks and makes a mess of everything it touches. Your approach to daily health should be like that clean, sharp knife.
Oh, wow. I really love that image. So a clean knife approach to health would mean choosing simple, balanced meals that your body actually recognizes and enjoys instead of following some extreme plan that leaves you confused and unhappy. And it would mean regular, gentle movement, like a daily walk or some light stretching in the morning, instead of punishing yourself with an hour of intense exercise you absolutely dread every single time.
Exactly, Abel. And the clean knife also applies directly to how you talk about health in English. Using simple, clear, everyday language to describe how you feel is your clean knife. You do not need medical jargon. You do not need to impress anyone with complicated terminology. Saying something like, I have had a dull ache in my lower back for 2 days, or I feel completely drained and I think I need more rest, is clean, clear, and perfectly effective communication.
That is such a relief to hear, because I think a lot of learners believe they need to sound like a medical professional when talking about health in English. But what you were saying is that plain, honest, simple language is not just acceptable, it's actually the most effective choice in the vast majority of everyday health conversations. The clean knife cuts through all of that unnecessary pressure and gets you to what you truly need.
That is 100% right, Abel. And now let us look at another one of our important words for today, because it connects perfectly to what we were just discussing. That word is nutrition. Nutrition refers to the process of eating the right kinds of food so that your body can grow, repair itself, and have the energy it needs to function well every single day. It is a foundational pillar of overall health and well-being.
Nutrition, such an important and fundamental word. Here's a clear and useful daily example. When I started paying more attention to my nutrition and eating more vegetables, whole grains, and fresh fruit, I noticed that my energy levels stayed much more stable throughout the entire day. Good nutrition does not have to mean expensive superfoods or complicated meal plans. It often just means eating real, whole, simple food consistently and with genuine care.
Beautiful, Abel, and I love how you emphasize the word consistently there, because that is truly the heart of the clean knife approach. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent in a sustainable, enjoyable way that you can actually maintain over the long term. One green salad today, and one tomorrow, and one next week adds up to something truly wonderful for your body over months and years of living.
That makes so much sense, Anna. And speaking of things that add up over time, I want to shift our conversation slightly to something that I think our learners really need to hear, especially those who feel nervous about going to a clinic, visiting a pharmacy, or trying to explain how they feel to someone who works in healthcare. Can we talk about that specific situation?
Yes, absolutely, Abel, and I am so glad you brought that up, because this is a situation that genuinely stops a lot of English learners from getting the help and care that they truly need. So many learners tell themselves that they are going to get it wrong, that they will mispronounce a word, that the doctor will not understand them, or that they will forget every English word they know the moment they walk through that clinic door. And I want to address that directly.
Yes, please do, because I have felt exactly that way myself. There is something about a medical setting that makes the pressure feel so much higher than normal. Like every word you choose and every sentence you form is being graded and judged by someone who already knows everything. It can feel like you're taking a very serious oral examination, when really you're just trying to explain that your throat hurts or that you have a headache.
And that's the key realization, Abel. There is no teacher sitting behind the sofa in that clinic room grading your grammar. There is no invisible judge marking your pronunciation or deducting points for using a simple word instead of a complex one. The doctor, nurse, or pharmacist in front of you is not there to evaluate your English level. They are there to understand how you feel so they can help you. Clear, simple communication is a complete and total success.
Oh, wow. I love that framing so much. No teacher behind the sofa. That is such a freeing way to think about it. Because when you remove the imaginary grammar judge from the room, what you are left with is just a normal human conversation between two people where one person wants to help and the other person just needs to share how their body feels honestly and clearly. That is not an exam. That's just talking.
Exactly, Abel. That is just talking. And here are some beautiful, simple phrases that our learners can keep in their pockets for exactly those moments. You can say, I have had a headache for 2 days and it's not going away. Or you can say, I feel very tired all the time, even when I sleep enough. Or, my stomach has been hurting since yesterday and I'm not sure why. These phrases are simple, clear, and they will get you exactly the help you need.
Those phrases are so wonderfully practical and approachable. I feel very tired all the time, even when I sleep enough. That's a sentence almost anyone could say naturally without needing to study it for weeks. And the moment you say something like that to a healthcare professional, the whole conversation opens up in a helpful direction. They will ask follow-up questions, you can answer simply, and together you figure out what the next step is.
And now let's look at another important word that fits perfectly into this part of our conversation, Abel. That word is symptom. A symptom is a physical feeling or change in your body that suggests you might be unwell or that something might need attention. Symptoms are the signals your body sends you to let you know that something might not be quite right and that it might be time to pay closer attention or seek some help.
Symptom. Such a key word for health conversations. Here's a really useful daily example of that word in context. One of the most common symptoms of a cold is a runny nose, a sore throat, and feeling more tired than usual. Describing your symptoms clearly and calmly is one of the most valuable communication skills you can develop in English because it helps you get exactly the right kind of care and support when you need it most.
Perfect example, Abel, and so naturally delivered. And thinking about symptoms leads us very naturally into talking about what happens after you visit a clinic and you receive some advice or treatment, because there are two more words I want to explore with our learners today that are critically important for understanding health conversations. The first one is prescription, and the second is recovery. Let's take them one at a time.
Yes, let's. So prescription is a word I hear a lot, but I want to make sure our learners have a really clear and comfortable understanding of it. A prescription is an official written or digital note from a doctor that tells a pharmacist which specific medicine or treatment a patient needs. Without a prescription, certain medicines cannot be legally purchased at a pharmacy, so this word comes up in healthcare conversations very regularly and naturally.
Great explanation, Abel. And here is a practical example sentence to bring it to life even more. The doctor examined me carefully, asked about all of my symptoms, and then gave me a prescription for an antibiotic that I needed to take twice a day for 1 full week. Notice how naturally that sentence flows. The doctor examined me, asked about my symptoms, gave me a prescription. It is a simple, clear narrative that anyone can follow and use as a personal template.
And recovery is the word that follows the prescription, right? Recovery is the beautiful word that describes the process of getting better after an illness, an injury, or a difficult period of poor health. Recovery takes time, it takes patience, it takes consistent self-care, and it is rarely a straight line. Some days you feel much better, and some days you feel like you have gone backwards, but the overall direction, when you take care of yourself, is always moving forward.
Beautifully said, Abel. And here's a warm example of recovery in a real daily context. After her surgery, her recovery took about 3 weeks of rest, gentle walks around the house, good nutrition, and plenty of sleep. And by the end of the month, she was feeling almost completely like herself again. Recovery is a word filled with hope, and learning to use it confidently gives you a way to describe one of the most human experiences there is.
Recovery. Yes, I love that word. And thinking about recovery brings me to something we have not talked about yet today, which is the idea of slowing down. Because I think in today's world, there is this constant pressure to bounce back as quickly as possible, to recover at lightning speed, to push through illness and tiredness, and just keep going regardless of how your body is actually feeling on a given day.
Oh, Abel, yes, that pressure to push through everything is so real and so damaging to genuine long-term health. And this is where I want to share the slow friend analogy with our learners, because I think it is one of the most comforting and accurate images for understanding how real physical health and deep, sustained wellness actually work in our daily lives over time.
Oh, I am ready for this one, Anna. I have a feeling it is going to resonate with me very personally. Please, go ahead and share it with us, because the topic of slowing down is something I genuinely need to explore more honestly in my own daily life. I think a lot of our learners feel the same way when they stop and truly reflect on the pace at which they are living.
So imagine you're taking a long, unhurried afternoon walk through a quiet park or along a peaceful street in your neighborhood. You're walking at a comfortable, gentle pace, noticing the trees and the light and the sounds around you. Now, somewhere a little behind you on that same path is your slow friend. They walk a little more quietly, a little more thoughtfully, and a little more peacefully than the rushing world around them.
I can picture that so clearly, Anna. There is something very calming about that image already. A slow friend walking behind you on a quiet afternoon path. There's no urgency, no panic, no pressure, just the gentle rhythm of movement and time passing at a human, natural speed. Please keep going, because I want to understand how this connects to health and wellness.
Well, Abel, that slow friend on the path behind you is your true vitality. It's your deep, genuine well-being. And here's the most important part of the analogy. When you rush and push and force your energy beyond what your body is truly ready to give, you sprint ahead of your slow friend, and they can't keep up with you. But when you intentionally slow your daily pace, eat without rushing, rest adequately, and breathe with intention, your slow friend catches up.
Oh, wow, that is so beautiful and so true. Your true vitality catches up when you stop racing ahead of it. That means that all the late nights, the skipped meals, the back-to-back commitments without any space to breathe, they are all just ways of sprinting ahead of your slow friend and leaving your actual well-being further and further behind you on that peaceful path. I genuinely want to sit with that image for a while.
Please do, Abel, because it's one of those images that stays with you and changes the way you make small daily decisions. Choosing to sit down and eat a proper lunch instead of rushing through a snack at your desk is slowing down for your slow friend. Choosing to go to bed 30 minutes earlier than usual is slowing down for your slow friend. Choosing to rest on a Sunday instead of filling every moment is inviting your vitality to catch up gently.
And I love that each of those choices is a small pocket coin too, right? It connects back to the stepping stones. Slowing down is its own kind of coin that you add to your pocket every single day. And over time, those slow down coins accumulate into a body that feels genuinely rested, genuinely nourished, and genuinely capable of showing up with energy and clarity for the conversations and the life moments that truly matter to you.
Exactly, Abel. And now we have one more key word to explore together with our learners before we begin to bring this beautiful conversation toward its warm and comprehensive close. That word is exhaustion. Exhaustion is the state of being extremely and deeply tired, physically or mentally, to the point where you have very little energy left to function comfortably or effectively in your daily life. It is a stronger, more serious form of simple, everyday tiredness.
Exhaustion. That is a word that probably every adult on the planet can relate to at some point. Here is a vivid and relatable daily example. After working 6 days in a row without a single proper rest day, I felt complete exhaustion settle into my body like a heavy blanket that I could not lift off. My arms felt heavy, my thoughts were slow, and all I wanted was a quiet room and a long, undisturbed sleep to help me begin recovering.
That example is so vivid and real, Abel, and I think every person listening right now has experienced exactly that kind of exhaustion at some point in their life. And recognizing it, naming it, and being able to say out loud, I am experiencing exhaustion and my body needs rest right now, is itself an act of health literacy. When you have the words to name what you feel, you are already one step closer to addressing it with care and intention.
That makes so much sense, Anna. And I think that is one of the most profound ideas in this whole conversation today. Health literacy, the ability to understand and talk about your own health clearly, is not a luxury or a complicated skill reserved for medical professionals. It is a fundamental human need, and developing it in English simply means learning the everyday, practical, deeply human vocabulary that helps you describe your own experience with confidence and calm.
Beautifully said, Abel. And now I think the time has come to begin bringing our wonderful conversation together into a warm, flowing summary, because we have covered so much ground today, from our water bottle of daily vitality to the room with 2 windows, from collecting pocket coins to using the clean knife approach, from the magic word yet to the slow friend walking gently behind us on the afternoon path. What a rich and full conversation this has been.
It truly has, Anna, and I want to take a moment to summarize all of the key ideas from today in a way that our learners can carry with them clearly and confidently. So here's what we explored together today. We began by understanding that talking about health in English is not about mastering complicated medical terminology. It's about describing everyday physical feelings and common wellness experiences using simple, natural, honest language that anyone can access and use with practice.
Keep going, Abel. This is wonderful. I love how you are bringing it all together so smoothly for our learners.
Thank you, Anna. We then explored the idea that our daily vitality is like a full bottle of water every morning, and that skipping rest, overloading on caffeine, and ignoring early signals of tiredness simply pours that precious energy onto the floor before the day is truly begun. We also looked at the room with 2 windows, choosing to look through the calm, green garden window of health instead of the foggy, anxious, cloudy window that makes every small symptom feel enormous and overwhelming.
And what else do we want our learners to remember from today, Abel? Because there's still so much goodness to recap from this conversation that I want to make sure our wonderful learners are walking away with a full and complete picture of everything we discussed together with such care and warmth.
Of course, Anna. We talked about collecting small pocket coins of health action every single day. 10-minute investments like drinking water, going for a gentle walk, or learning 3 new health phrases before bed. We explored the power of the word yet, transforming statements of defeat into statements of ongoing possibility and growth. We introduced the clean knife approach to health, keeping your habits and your language simple, balanced, and sustainable over the long term.
That is so comprehensive, Abel. And what about the analogy that I think really touched people deeply today? The one about taking our time and trusting the process of real, unhurried well-being as it catches up with us on the path.
Yes, absolutely. The slow friend analogy. True physical vitality and deep, genuine wellness are not delivered in a sudden, aggressive burst. They catch up with you gently and faithfully when you slow your daily pace, eat without rushing, sleep with intention, and give your body the quiet, consistent care that it genuinely deserves every single day of your life. Rushing ahead leaves your well-being further behind. Slowing down invites it to walk beside you.
And we also reviewed 7 important health and wellness words together today that our learners can begin using immediately. Let us name them one more time together so they land clearly. Vitality, which means physical energy and fullness of life. Stamina, which means the endurance to keep going over a long period. nutrition, which means eating the right foods to fuel and repair the body, symptom, which means a physical signal that something may need attention,
And then prescription, which is the official medical document that tells a pharmacist which medicine a patient needs. Recovery, which is the beautiful patient process of returning to good health after illness or injury. And exhaustion, which is the deep and heavy state of extreme tiredness that signals your body's urgent need for genuine rest. 7 powerful words that will serve you well in every health conversation you ever have in English from this day forward.
Perfect, Abel. 7 beautiful, essential words, all reviewed with clear definitions and real daily examples, woven naturally right through our conversation today. And now, English learners, before we say our warm goodbyes, I want to ask you something very personal and very important. We would absolutely love for you to drop a comment below this video sharing one healthy habit that you practice every single day to keep your body and mind feeling energized, clear, and well.
Yes, please share it with us in the comments. It could be something as simple as drinking 2 glasses of water first thing every morning. It could be a 10-minute walk after dinner. It could be reading something positive before bed, or doing 5 minutes of gentle stretching when you wake up. Whatever your one daily healthy habit is, we genuinely want to know, and your answer might inspire someone else in this wonderful community to start a new small coin of their own.
We read every single comment, and we truly love hearing from each and every one of you. This community is something so special, and every time you share your experience, your habit, your progress, or even your struggle, you are contributing something real and valuable to every other learner who is on this same journey right alongside you. We are all walking this same path together, just at our own beautiful, individual pace.
And remember, English learners, everything we talked about today, the stepping stones, the pocket coins, the slow friend, the clean knife, the magic word yet, all of it applies equally to your language journey and to your health journey. Both require consistency, both require patience, both reward you slowly and beautifully over time, and both are absolutely unconditionally worth every small, quiet, daily effort you pour into them.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep speaking with confidence and ease. This is Anna.
And this is Abel, and you've been listening to the Mr. English Fluent Tutor podcast. Bye-bye. Take care.
And hey, before you go, click on the next video right now to keep your language and wellness progress moving forward smoothly. We have so many more wonderful conversations waiting for you, and we cannot wait to keep learning and growing right alongside you. See you in the next one.